Hey guys, it's your girl Tina. I want to go ahead and shout out Skrilla Keen on Twitter. Skrilla sent me this story about T.I. and Azaelia Banks getting into it on Instagram. This whole situation is a mess. So what's going on is that yesterday T.I.'s song dropped. It's called Mediocre. Basically the song is about T.I. fucking a bunch of bad bitches, saying that he don't fuck no mediocre bitches and he gets, top flight dimes and all that other shit, right? So he's rapping on this song, and I guess Azealia once again decided to start some more Twitter beef. So she ends up throwing a bunch of shade at Tiny, talking about how you gonna come out with a song called No Mediocre, yet have you seen your wife? I'm going to go ahead and show you guys all these tweets. This whole situation is crazy. They end up going back and forth. T.I. ends up threatening her. Tiny ends up jumping into it. This whole situation is a mess. Go ahead and check out these tweets and I will come back with the rest of my commentary. So you guys just saw the tweets, and Skrilla wants to know my opinion on the whole situation. And I feel like, you know what, Azaelia Banks is very childish. Most of us know her more for her Twitter rants and her getting into it with people on Twitter than her music. Like, I barely know any of her songs, but I can name everybody that she done got into it with, from ASAP Rocky to Pharrell to Iggy to T.I. It's like she's always into it with somebody on Twitter. And I just feel like that comment wasn't called for. Regardless if she feels like it's true or not, it wasn't cool, because Tiny's a cool lady. Like, Tiny don't fuck with nobody. Tiny's just trying to take care of her kids and figure out what's going on with her marriage. Tiny's just like real down to earth. Like I said before, people love to go on Tiny and talk about her nose and talk about her looks, but at the end of the day, obviously she's content with her looks. She's not changing her face. Obviously her husband was content with her looks. He married her. And I just don't think it's cool that Azealia would think that it's okay to just throw shade at Tiny as if Tiny did something to her. I don't think any of that was called for. But T.I. wants to get upset and going on her and threaten to have her come up missing and everything else. I don't think T.I. should have done that. You know what I'm saying? You never threaten somebody on social media, and I believe he's still on probation. And like you guys saw her last tweet, she's talking about she's gonna call the police. She seems like one of them snitch ass females who would press charges. You never let somebody pull you outside your character. But I also blame T.I. for this as well. And this is why I also blame T.I. As much as I love Tip and I love the Harrises and I want them to work out, to me, T.I. did a lot of disrespecting of Tiny on social media. He opened the floodgates for his peers to not disrespect her. Because my thing is, regardless if he was cheating on her, creeping on her, he did a lot of things on social media to where he wasn't showing any respect for his wife. And if you're not going to show any respect for your significant other, you can't think that other people are going to. People treat folks how they see you treating them. It don't matter if it's your children, if it's your husband, if it's your homeboy. If you treat your kids like crap, other folks going to start treating your kids like crap, talking to your kids crazy. If you have no respect for your husband and you're coming in and out and you're doing what you want to do, after a while, your own homegirls are not going to have no respect for your husband. They're going to walk right past them and not speak. They're going to call you at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning like, girl, let's go out, let's go do us, as if you're still single. The same goes for him. You know what I'm saying? You can't disrespect your wife all over social media and talk about her and be posting up pictures with all these other women and, just everything that he's put this woman through over the past few years, and then think that folks are going to have respect for her or not try her. And I honestly feel like Azealia thought that she could go at Tiny just for the fact that T.I. hasn't really shown Tiny too much respect over the past few months. With that being said, it's definitely not her place to do that, but a lot of folks will follow suit. If they feel like you don't have respect for that person, then they sometimes feel like they can jump on that bandwagon and not have respect for that person as well. So T.I. needs to kind of be mad at himself as well for how he's treated Tiny, and why other folks are not feeling like it's okay for them to talk shit about Tiny or going on Tiny and everything else. Because to be honest with you, it wasn't just Azealia making those comments either. There were other people on social media who weren't famous, of course, who were saying the same thing. Like, how's he bragging about, no mediocre, and, look at his wife and this and that. But at the end of the day, folks be so stuck on looks and everything else. It's about who's going to be there for you, who's going to hold you down. looks fake, you know what I'm saying? But obviously Tiny was a down-ass woman, and I think that if they do end up breaking up, you know, T.I. may regret it, you know, but I wish them the best. I hope they work it out. It's like I said, the most important thing out of all this is the children, and I don't think that T.I. should allow Azealia or anybody else to pull him out his character and risk him going to jail, not being able to be with his kids, you know, because to me, she gets off on pushing people's buttons. She gets off on beefing with folks. She gets off on starting stuff offline. That's why I don't take anything she does seriously. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation that went down between Azaelia Banks, T.I., and Tiny. So do you feel like Azealia is solely to blame for this situation, or do you feel like T.I. also played a hand in this situation? And how do you feel about T.I. threatening Azealia as well? So go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. All right, deuces.